Hello, welcome everyone. Welcome. It's me and Boots tonight. I hope everybody has had a good night and ready to have a good lesson to learn. I see one person in here so far. We'll wait till a few people come popping in a minute. If
I don't
there's
see
anybody
anybody
comes
in
in,
the
but there's one that's popped their head in. Let's see. Let's give it a few minutes and let somebody else pop their head in tonight. We'll be talking about drug addiction tonight. Hey, Pocket
Hey,
Sand. Hey,
Pakistan.
how are you doing? It was supposed to be me and Broken Justice tonight, but her butt is supposedly something wrong with her again. As always, she's always something coming up with her at the time to go live. She wants to go live, but she's always backs out of the live every time that I get ready to go live. So uh, me and Boots decided we'd just go live tonight instead of Broken since Boots backed out. It's been a day, let me tell you, but I'm okay.
Well, I'm
Well,
glad
it's
you're okay.
yeah, I'm glad you're okay too. It's been one of those days for me too, girl. I'm telling you, Broken has made me so mad today. It ain't even funny. I'm about to lose my control over here, but we'll get there, I guess, someday.
Hey, at least we know the topic, so I could look it up.
Yeah. So, showing we got three people in here. We're going to talk about drug addiction. The thing about drug addiction. Hey, Broken is always broken. At least you got a back co-host. How's Andrea? She's been MIA. I'm a bit worried. I hadn't talked to her in a couple of days. I know her daughter was sick. Andrea's daughter was sick, so that might be the reason why she hasn't been on or anything. So her daughter's been sick the last few days. Her daughter's on spring break too this week. But she's
Well,
been
then she won't
sick.
be around if there's a spring break.
Yeah. So as far as I know, that's what's going on with her. As her daughter's been sick, so I tried to call her today, but she didn't answer. So maybe she'll call me back this afternoon or something tonight. She'll usually call me back sometimes at nighttime or whatever.
Well,
But
she's 2 hours behind us now
yeah. Oh yes,
because
true. Yeah.
when we after daylight savings time in the summer, she's 2 hours behind us. In the winter, she's 1 hour behind us. She doesn't change times, but we all do.
Hey, Dragon Pilots. How are you doing, sweetheart? It's good to see you.
Hey, Dragon Balance.
Uh, Well, anyway, the overview of drug addiction is also called substance use disorder. It is a disease that affects a person's brain and behavior and leads to inability to control the use of a legal or illegal drug or medicine. Substances such as alcohol, marijuana, and nicotine are also considered drugs. You believe that? When you're addicted, you may continue using the drug despite the harm it causes. That was something I was reading on too, and I thought that's kind of weird. I wouldn't have known that, especially a nicotine and stuff, which I guess it is addiction. So, hey, Kelly Cares.
Yeah, if you pay attention though, like people who smoke a lot, if they go a day without their nicotine, you want to be far away from them.
Yeah, I know. I hate to see somebody that quit smoking or try to quit smoking or take away their cigarettes. They would have a fit. They come
and then
unglued with that
and then what we were talking about was this new
drug that come out.
drug that's like 100 times more potent than fentanyl, and 1,000 times or 10,000 times, something like that, more stronger than morphine.
Well,
And they're
yeah.
using it now for on the street for people when they're looking for oxys and Dilaudid and I don't know what else. Hey, Kelly. Um, and Colorado just had their first death from it, so I think that's why it's in the news now.
Yeah,
It has a really, really, really long name, and then they shortened it to ISO or ISO. So, but it does respond. The good news is, I did read it does respond to Narcan.
it does,
Yes.
but that's good. I didn't think they had anything to
Yeah, it
counter.
does respond to Narcan.
See, y'all never know what's out there nowadays. You're not getting what you're going out and getting. Now it's getting more dangerous. The more you go out and buy from somebody, you don't know what you're getting. You don't know where they got it from, or where it come from, or if it's laced with something, or if it's not laced with something, or if it's
Well, I
made
mean,
with
even
something
like,
different.
I know when I was growing up, this is a long time ago now, yeah, I know. Those stories, right? But
Mhm.
they were warning about like lacing like marijuana with like hydrocodone and stuff. Now it's way worse, but
Yeah, they're lacing it with fentanyl and everything else now, and killing people. People are dying
yeah,
over it.
people are dying from it. And I don't know if the Chargers fans had that in their system too, but who knows?
Yep, the only thing I know is they had fentanyl,
Fentanyl.
meth, and marijuana and cocaine. I think
Well,
I don't know
that's
if
a
meth was in there. Maybe it was cocaine and fentanyl and marijuana. Maybe the meth
that's
was.
still a horrible mix of uppers
Yeah,
and downers.
yeah, and let me see what else it says. It says drug addiction can start with the experimental use of a recreation drug in social situations, and for some people, the drug use becomes more frequent. For others, particularly with opiates, drug addiction begins when they take prescribed medicine or receive them from others who have prescriptions. The risk of addiction and how fast you become addicted varies by drug. Some drugs, such as opiate painkillers, have a higher risk and cause addiction more quickly than others. And as far as me, I know about opiate, and I was addicted to opiates for several years, and it was awful. It like takes over your mind, and here's like some of the symptoms and stuff. Oops, something popped up on my computer. Hold on, let me get this off. Okay, some of the symptoms and stuff is feeling that you have to use the drug regularly, daily, or even several times a day. People just don't realize. Uh, there's, I got a friend right now that is taking drugs more than I think she should be. But I think it's going to become a problem, or may has already become a problem. But it's hard to tell people because they don't want to hear it. They don't want you to, say anything about what they're taking or what they're doing. But some of the symptoms are feeling that you have to use the drug regularly, daily, or even several times a day, having intense urges for the drug that block out any other thoughts, over times, needing more, or the drug to get the same effect. I know that's what I did. Mine, I've got mine prescription, and then mine was not working as well as I thought they should be. And I went up on my prescription. I went up on my prescription, and they went up on my prescription. I mean, I maxed out to what I could take, and then I started getting them off the street after that because it just wasn't doing it. I thought I needed more because I wasn't getting the same effect as I was when I first started taking them, and that's how it becomes addictive. It gets dangerous after that.
Well, and then there's the other danger. If you're taking anything with acetaminophen in it, there's a limit of 2,400 milligrams of acetaminophen a day. Anything over that can kill your liver, and you normally don't want to even get close to that a day. So that's another thing to think about if you're taking any of the meds. And yeah, sugar is addictive. It
Yeah.
depends on the type of sugar. It's the white sugar that is the worst.
And okay, I think with the pain meds, it's best to take the bare minimum. However, stuff like acid, what is that? Acid, what's that say?
Acetaminophen.
Okay, risk
That's
renal failure
Tylenol.
and ibuprofen can increase heart attack and stroke. Yeah, I understand that too. But with the pain meds, I mean, you could take one pain pill, one hydrocodone, one Percocet, and you can get addicted off of just one. I mean, there's people that's had C sections and had gotten opiates and become addicted off of opiates just for getting pills from after surgery. I mean, it's that easy. People just don't realize it's that easy. I never thought I could be addicted to it either. I kept telling everybody, people that done marijuana and stuff. I was like, I don't see why they can't quit, or smoking cigarettes why they can't quit. It's easy just to say no.
It's not easy.
Yeah, it's definitely not easy at all. Oh, look at Mark. Thank you, Mark. Oh, Mark's got an addiction, but it is a lot tougher than that. It's very hard when you become addicted to something to stop. It's a mind thing. It works on your mind a lot. Hey, Marky Mark.
Yeah, and like with pain, they've come a long way now with pain because like I know I'm trying to get this from my doctor, but they have like they're getting much stronger pain or Hi Brooke.
Hey, bro.
That's one of them. There was more than one.
Yeah, it's more potent than
Fentanyl, and
fentanyl.
they called it the federal government or the DEA was calling it ISO or something. They
Yes.
didn't call it carfentanil, but I think those are two similar ones in the same class. I think there's more than one now, from what I was reading. But like, I'm trying to get my doctor to prescribe me a new TENS unit because she told me that the one that I have isn't near as strong, and that a prescription one will help much better.
No, that would be great.
And they have
Hey, Molly.
like things that are much better for like if it's your muscles touching a pinched nerve or something, they can have you go into like a doctor or physical therapy or somewhere that does like osteopathic stuff, and they like I know when I see my doctor, every time I see her, she does the cupping like they do on athletes, only it helps with releasing tension in your muscles because a lot of times the pain can be caused by
I've never seen anybody do that.
your muscles being sensing the pain and then your muscles tensing up in response to the pain, and that just it leads to a vicious cycle.
She said there's another one stronger than fentanyl, something ending with morphine. We used it for my grandfather when he was dying from lung cancer because the fentanyl patches wasn't helping. I don't know what that lung cancer is.
I'm not sure what that would be, but I do know that different countries have different names for medications. Like we call something Tylenol here, they call it something different in like the UK. And um they've and now they have yeah, I know, that's really bad pocket sand. That's the really bad lung cancer. And that's why asbestos is no longer used in houses any longer. It's good insulation, it's just a killer.
Yeah. That's sad.
Yeah. I think that there is, like, for people who have been exposed in certain workplaces and stuff, there's lawsuits.
I
I
wonder how
mean,
bad those fentanyl patches are. I bet they're pretty strong too. I'd be scared to mess with anything with fentanyl in it.
they're very, very, very strong. Cause, I mean, think about it. Fentanyl itself is 100 more potent than morphine.
Wow.
And, I mean, a lot of times, like, if you have surgery, they'll use it. You won't know it. Because it is very effective when you are under anesthesia. And there's no way you can want more when you're in under anesthesia because you're already knocked out. So
Yeah, I figured you'd have to wear some type of gloves or something to take or put on those patches, so that wouldn't go through your skin or anything while you're taking
yeah,
that
they're
tape stuff
warning.
off.
The article that I read was they were warning law enforcement that if you see anyone who has any signs of potential overdose from any of the newer, there was a class, and the whole class of medications, they're all, there's more than one, and they're all like 100 times stronger than fentanyl. And you have to wear, um, like, they have to wear gloves, they have to make sure none of it gets in their eyes and their ears, and they have to do all that and try to administer Narcan.
Wow. She says shallow breathing and blue lips are a warning sign, I guess, of fentanyl
Yeah.
overdose.
Yeah, it could have been hydromorphone. That makes sense. But that's... Yeah, hydromorphone's stronger than morphine. Because that's still added. Because I was reading up on drugs before this one.
Thank God mine was just hydrocodone and Percocet. And I did take morphine some, but not much of morphine. But morphine never did anything to me, really. I didn't get anything off of morphine, so I didn't really bother with it. But my choice of drugs was Percocet and hydrocodone. Thank God I was taking like 14 a day before I got off of them, like 14 tens a day,
Dang.
and just eating them like candy all day long. And I was just bebopping around. I'm telling you, I was hyped up. Didn't have a care in the world. Didn't think about nothing. My mind was going so fast. I didn't have time to think about anything sad or depressing. It was just steadily going. But then it took me away from my family and stuff. I stayed at home trying to figure out if I was going to have enough for the next day and the next day and the next day. And it was always just worrying about having enough for the next days after that.
Pakistan here in the U.S., usually they will only give Oxy for a short period of time. Unless it is the extended release form. I don't know. I had it once and I ended up in the emergency room with an allergic reaction, so never had it again.
You always wanted to sleep and so nauseous all the time, taking pills and
That
stuff.
was right after she had dental. I think that was after dental work
No.
when she had Oxy.
Oh,
Like, the
okay.
only time I do know one thing that they do, not only for pain, morphine is also used for the Hydroscan. when they're testing to see if your gallbladder is working, if they can't see it in the hydroscan, they will give you morphine, and then a little bit after the morphine, they give you something that imitates a meal, but that's just cruel because it makes the pain even worse than it was before.
Mm.
But it is used to help them at least see your gallbladder. I don't know how it works to do that, but it does. And then your reaction when they give you that supposed meal is how they tell if they need to take your gallbladder out or not. And
But
mine was
withdrawals,
you
y'all, are
can't
the
wait.
worst. The one thing that's scary about coming off of these medicines and stuff is the withdrawals. Withdrawals is what keeps everybody addicted. They don't want to go through the sickness of going through the withdrawals. And that was my thing. That's what kept me going because I didn't want to get sick. I knew that day was going to come soon, but I didn't want it to be any day soon. And Pakistan said, I did natural childbirth because worried about the meds getting to my babies, and that was painful 3 times. Ouch. Wow,
Ow.
girl. Oh, yeah, you did good.
But
Natural childbirth. Whew.
now they're starting. I know the UK uses CO laughing gas CO2, I think it is. But I think more and more the United States is starting to.
They,
Mark.
I think it can be a pocket sand because they told me that it could be dead. It could be deadly withdrawals from pain meds, depending on how much
It's
you're taking and stuff, and getting
yes,
off
it
of it
can
the
be
right way.
deadly because um your body gets used to it. Anything your body gets used to, and then you suddenly take it away, it can send your body, depending on the med. Like if it was something that slowed your system down, it can send your heart racing. If it was something that sped you up, something can happen too slow. So
Yep, Molly, you think death will be better when you're going through it. It's rough. It is rough. Thank God, whenever I come off mine, they put me on Suboxone. And the Suboxone took it away. I mean, the first day I ever took the Suboxone, it was like a miracle drug. It just, I mean, all the thoughts of taking those pills every day, I mean, just disappeared. I didn't even think about taking another pain pill. It just went away.
and then they
And
can slowly reduce that, right?
yeah, my mama did 3 times natural 2-pocket. Oh, well, I'm always wondering how she went through it without complaining. LOL. Yeah, I don't wish that on anyone either. Molly.
Pocket sand.
I know benzos are dangerous with withdrawals and cause seizures.
Mhm.
What did she say? Mark, I told them to put a few extra stitches in for the hubby so it was tight when I was healed. Such a thoughtful wife I am. LOL. She's a mess. I bet you did too, Pocket. I bet you did.
But like the reason that I still wanted to do this live with MKB was because there are medications that they are adding and or just using, not even adding them to meds that you buy on the street that will kill you. And the articles that I read, they are trying to get the message out, especially in the US. I'm not sure if they've reached other countries, but I'm sure probably. But they're trying to get the message out to as many people as possible that, if they know anyone or if they see anyone that they suspect is overdosing, don't don't like touch them because you could actually end up hurting yourself. And that call for help because the police should have Narcan in most places. I know here they do. Here they don't med push.
They don't. They used to med push all the time, but
They
they've
used
cracked
to
down on
here,
that.
but now it's very, very, very tightly controlled.
Yeah, they've cutting down on that a lot.
Like now it's like you
But
can
when you're
find out
addicted, you don't care where
everything.
they come from, pockets. You just want them.
But like if you go for, I know in my state that, yeah, Suboxone can be a lifesaver for some, but then for other people, methadone works better. It's just
Yeah.
people's body chemistry, I think. And it's just sometimes they have to figure out what's going to work for you. And
I got Narcan too, Molly.
and like if you like, the other thing is now most states have a database for prescribers.
Yeah, they're gonna tell
And
who's been doctor shopping and going to the
they
doctor all the time.
actually, well, there's a federal database, but not all states are part of it. And there's also a state one in a lot of states. I know my state has both state and federal. So
Yeah, pocket. That's where they travel with it like that too, girl. It ain't no
ew.
joke. They put that drugs up their butt to travel with it.
Yeah, they do all
Straight
kinds
drugs.
of stuff. Like I
It's
saw one thing,
disgusting.
like I saw, well, the border shows, border patrol shows.
Yeah.
And I saw one where they caught a lady she genuinely looked pregnant. It was all drugs. And so I guess they're having to get more creative because the border patrol's getting better.
Yeah.
But there's some countries where you don't even want to. You don't want to because, like, I know, like, in South Korea, because I've been watching this one true crime podcaster, the sentence for anything, even the tiniest bit of marijuana, anything, is higher than murder. It's a little weird.
I didn't finish reading the drug addiction. Some of the symptoms.
Okay, go ahead.
Here's some more symptoms. Over time, needing more or the drug can get the same effect. Taking larger amounts of the drug over a longer period of time than you had intended. Making certain that you maintain a supply of the drugs. That's definitely what I did. Oh, Lord, I spent time after time making sure I had plenty of supplies. Spending money on the drug even though you can't afford it. I did that. Lord knows I done that a lot. Not meeting obligations and work responsibilities or cutting back on social or recreational activities because of drug use. I did that too. I cut back on my social or recreational activities. I didn't do nothing. I just stayed at home and wanted to make sure I had drugs in my hand all the time. continuing to use the drug even though you know it's causing problems in your life or causing you physical or psychological harm. Doing
Well,
things.
Pakistan.
Go ahead.
Well, Pakistan. The thing is you can for if you have true chronic pain. Like I see a doctor for multiple like chronic pain and migraines and everything. You can get the medication. It's just they test you to make sure you're not using anything you're not supposed to. They test you to make sure you're not using anything more than you're supposed to. They they can find they can find out if you're doing something you're not supposed to. And it turns out that like my doctor what my doctor gives me for chronic pain is actually not near as strong as anything like that's considered a typical pain medication, but it's not really a true pain medication, but it works on pain, but it works so slow that it keeps your pain level down so that you never get to the point where you're in pain, if that makes any sense. Yeah, migraines are a pain. Although now they have now I'm on once. I used to be on
Tramadol is
Botox.
a low dose, but it's still. They say
No,
tramadol
it's
can be
not
addictive too.
tramadol. It's a slow release form of buprenorphine, whatever that is. I don't know. It's like
Here's a few more symptoms here. I'm gonna read the rest of them out real quick.
it's okay.
Doing things.
No, Brooke.
It's
It's not a big deal. I'm just saying that like now they have so many more things that are more effective actually at long term pain. Was my point. Like they can give you buprenorphine. They can give you if you actually have really 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 bad chronic pain. Like then they tend to move instead of trying to give you like the typical pain meds that most people think of, like hydrocodone, oxycodone, that kind of thing. The next thing they will try is they can try the long form of oxycodone, which is, I think that's OxyContin. I'm not sure. I'm allergic to it, so I don't have a clue. And then the strongest that they have to use for chronic pain is they will use like they start you out on a very tiny dose of methadone.
Buprenorphine, yeah, that is
Buprenorphine is like half of it's minus the naloxone. So they found that works amazing for pain because it's long acting, and the way that they have it for you to take it lasts for 12 hours at a time. Or, yeah.
Okay, you done?
Continue.
Okay.
Sorry.
Doing things to get the drug that you normally wouldn't do, such as stealing. That's a big one that a lot of people do too. Driving or doing other risky activities when you're under the influence of the drug. Spending a good deal of time getting the drug, using the drug, or recovering from the effects of the drug. Falling, failing in your attempts to stop using the drug. Experiencing withdrawal symptoms when you attempt to stop taking the drug. That was some of uh, the symptoms that drug addiction symptoms that they like are put out.
Well, the thing is like a lot of people who actually get addicted to prescription pain medication, they actually don't try. They actually start taking for some very real pain. And then they just
Hey, Jen.
can't stop or whatever, and then
I don't see how people do anything except sleep on them. I can only function when smoking puff puff pass. Other meds knock me out. See, they kept me hyper, Pocket Sand. They did
everyone
the
is
opposite.
different.
Yeah,
Everyone's different.
mine, it kept me hyper whenever I did it. It didn't make me sleepy at all. They did the opposite to me. They kept me hyped up. That's the reason I liked them so much.
Well, and the reason that like Suboxone and like methadone work for coming off of meds is because it will work, but they also pair it with naloxone, which is basic. I think it is Narcan, and that prevents, like, if you were to take, let's say you took your Suboxone and then you decided to walk out of rehab and you tried to get high on hydrocodone. Well, you wouldn't be able to because you took the Suboxone.
No, because it blocks it.
Yeah.
That's what they told me. It'd block I wouldn't be able to get high off of it if I tried taking the Suboxone. But people misuse the Suboxone too. Don't get me wrong; they misuse it too.
Oh
I don't know
God,
how,
I
but they
couldn't even
do.
imagine doing that.
No,
Yeah, I'm really careful, Brooke. Ask him, KB. I'll complain all day and you'll be like,
just watch out for physical dependency because that's a whole mess in and of itself. Yeah, the Suboxone is very it's addicting too. The Suboxone is. It's very addicting. When I try to come off of it, I started going suicidal and everything else when I was trying to come off of it. So I
yeah, they're
don't.
supposed to do that very controlled.
Yeah, get a shot once a month to stay clean, and if you use it, then you don't get a buzz or anything. Oh, I didn't. I ain't seen that then, Molly. I didn't know that.
Yes,
With the drugs or
Pogus, and
alcoholism to make them sick if they have a drug. Well, that's kind of what
that's
the
what
one
not that's what
Molly's
Narcan
talking
does.
about. Yeah.
It's naloxone,
Oh,
I
wow.
think. I'm really careful though. I don't really want anything. And it's like where I go to a pain clinic, you have to have had really bad pain and documented through MRIs and stuff for over, I think it's 5 or 10 years in order for them to even think of giving you anything, really. Otherwise, they send you to interventional pain management only.
Some doctors though is not that you can easily go to pain clinics here too. That it's not that hard to get into them.
Oh, it is here.
Over here, it's not really.
Here, it's very hard. My state has always made it really hard.
That's good though.
And
Migraines are unbearable, Pocket Sand. I don't. It's a good thing I don't really get migraines that much. I do get bad headaches sometimes, but not that often. Thank God.
Um, I have what's called chronic migraines, and now they have self injectable meds, and they also use Botox. But my insurance stopped covering Botox, so now my doctor's trying some other thing that's not. It's made just for migraines.
Yeah, some doctors are real strict around here. They won't give you anything either. But I know some people that can go to the doctor and get stuff whether they need it or not. Here lately, makes me so damn mad and ain't even funny.
I need Botox, yeah. I wish I could still get it for my migraines because it actually was very effective. But
They used to give it to you.
yeah, just till this year.
Mm.
And my insurance stopped covering it. And they don't know why, because the other medication for chronic migraine, the cheapest one, is 4 times as much as Botox. I don't understand the health system in the United States. Yeah, let's pay 4 times as much instead of save ourselves some money. Lip filler. But I guess it's also like where you live. If it's easier.
But I don't know anyone that has personally had it. It's basically just slow release buprenorphine. Though some is taking subs every day.
I
Same.
don't know what that is.
Okay.
What I was talking about was that I take is it's similar to Aimovig. And I don't think it's any of that stuff.
Wow. They got all kind of stuff, don't they? I ain't never heard some of these names that y'all naming off. Lord, it's mess.
Well, no, they're coming up with like because they have discovered that narcotics actually do not help with migraines. It's a myth. They actually make migraines worse. So they've been doing a lot of research lately, and now they have more because they found out that Botox works for migraines. They have also come up with other medications that they can use that are. Aimovig didn't really help me, Pocket Sand. I can't remember the other one my doctor put me on. I don't know. There's like 3 different ones, she said. And then
Y'all naming all kind of stuff I don't know nothing about.
Aimovig is anti-migraine med.
Oh.
And it is a non-narcotic. And it is a long-lasting med that another thing I know that sometimes works for people if you get really, really, really bad migraines is a short dose of steroids. Well,
Brooke, you got that right.
I think the opiates are very helpful in hospice.
And hospice, yes, that's a good thing right there, the hospice. But not for everyday
You
people.
need them in hospice. You really do. Your body naturally, your whole entire body fights the process. So the process of dying is actually very, very hard and it's painful.
Mm. I can see them doing that for some people in hospice and stuff and giving people that. That's understandable. But some of these
And
people that go in and just ask for pain meds, just go in crying and begging for pain meds all the time. They shouldn't be giving them out like they do.
I've been when I'm in the one time when I was in the ER for my appendix, I was like, "Can I get something for pain? I've been here for like 12 hours. I don't think my Advil's working anymore."
Mhm.
They're like, "You want more Advil?" I'm like, "Uh huh." They're like, "Okay, coming up." They don't care about giving you over the counter stuff.
No.
It's
A new treatment for migraines and mental disorders like
ketamine. I've heard of ketamine. It's also used for pain.
slow drip, I heard.
I think it's used in Australia, I want to say. I know someone who I saw online gets it for pain. And they are from Australia. From an art community.
Mm. That was the worstest thing I could ever got was uh, opiates whenever I was in pain. I know I needed it when I was in pain, but they passed them out too easy back then whenever I was getting them, and I just didn't think nothing bad about it, just taking them and taking them and taking them until it come a problem.
Yeah, and like, well, with hospice, then, because I did my dad's hospice. Hospice on a family member is not easy. Being there 24/7. But if you ever need to do hospice with somebody, what you want is get a baby monitor. So, as long as they are still able to talk, if you are doing home hospice, you can go like sleep in your own bed. Because that's what we did with my dad. And we were like running down the stairs in the middle of the night, but it worked amazing. My mom looked at me like I had two heads when I said we need to order a baby monitor, but it worked. You don't need the video one, just the audio one works.
Yeah.
Because at least they can call out, you know? And they don't have to push anything or do anything, because if you think about it, a baby monitor, you hear the baby crying because they're crying. And you have the monitor.
Yep, bro. They
Yeah,
did.
it's really restrictive where I live. Like,
Now that it is getting harder for people to get them.
I know some
You could
people
ask
still
Broken Justice
manage
that.
to.
She said that she's tried to get them, and they getting ridiculous about getting them, and a lot of other medicines too. She has to go out of town to get. Ridiculous. But I think that's addictive though. You had to travel to go get
If
medicine.
you're going out of town, that's a little.
Yeah. But they are some doctors Well, they used to just hand them out easy, but now they got in trouble for giving them out like they did, and now they cut back on it for giving out like they did and causing all this opiate crisis, and they slowed down on it now. Thank God, because it would be a whole. But there's so many people that's addicted to it now. It's not even funny.
Well, I remember when I first got injured, I was still living at home with my parents, and the doctor gave me some pain meds, and then I went back the next month, and they gave me a new prescription. I go, "What's this for?" "Well, it's a refill." I go, "Well, why do I need it?" They go, "What do you mean?" And I showed them the whole bottle. And they were like, "Wait, you haven't been taking this?" Like, no.
You're just one of very little that don't do it, though. There's so many that would. It took them in a heartbeat, though.
I don't like them. They make me feel icky. No, they make me feel really bad. Not good. I feel sick. Nope, not my friend. Give me
Okay.
ibuprofen any day, but pain meds, I'd rather not, if I can.
She said the FDA and CDC did walk back their stance because so many people were unaliving because of the pain and couldn't get relief. They figured out what they were doing was harming and not helping.
They still monitor it. It's just what they're trying to do is prevent. I think the biggest problem right now is the kids experimenting and getting into parents' meds. Because parents don't finish them, or they get a prescription because they get a tooth extracted or something and they don't take them all, and they don't take the extras and turn them in. That's why it's important. If you have children at home, if you have anything you get prescribed anything for, if you're no longer taking it, return it to the pharmacy so that no one.
How many people you think is going to return anything to the pharmacy? You're out of your mind. They'd flush it before they return something to the pharmacy.
No, there's take back programs.
But how many people do you think it's going to take back?
I have.
Very few. Not very many people would do that.
I do.
Well, you might do, but there ain't very many other people's going to do that. Poxan says, I prefer my puff puff pass over pain meds. That's something I ain't never done. Maybe I should try the puff puff
Depends on the
pass.
state. It depends on the state, and B, that can get expensive depending on where you live. Because if it's not legal in your state,
Benzos are a whole other rabbit hole, very, very close to opiates pockets. They've
been cracking down on those a long time ago. At least here they have.
Yeah.
Because but I remember when I was in the hospital for COVID, I kept puking and I couldn't figure out why I was puking. Then they finally told me that what they were giving me to control my cough was Dilaudid. I go, well, no wonder why I'm puking.
Mhm.
And they didn't stop giving it to me either. They just kept trying to tell me to try keeping my food down. I'm like, you're funny. You're ridiculous.
Is that a pain med?
What?
That medicine you just said.
Dilaudid? Yeah.
So why was I giving a pain medicine for a cough?
I don't know. I'm
Oh.
not in the ICU. I don't work in ICU. I
Hey,
was in
kitty.
I was in the intensive care unit, so they kind of do stuff differently there.
Mm.
They do it. They don't do it on any other wing of the hospital, though. Because um
But that puff puff pass is not killing people though, is it, Pocket Sand?
no, it doesn't.
Oh, pain helps with breathing well.
Oh,
Okay.
I did not
Stay
know that.
calm and not to struggle.
I was still trying to figure out what the heck they were doing giving me Dilaudid in the ICU for a cough. I had
Mm.
no clue. I was like, what? This doesn't make any sense. I'm not. I mean, because I could feel it through my back, so I was in pain, but I wasn't complaining about the pain. It was the cough that was driving me nuts. It's just they have a limit, and I don't think they give you the extra strength Robitussin either. I think they give you the extra weak Robitussin in the hospital.
Sure.
I'm not kidding. Because the Robitussin, when you get home, it seems like it works so much better. But then again, I buy brand name, not generic. And my medical doctor has said for some reason, Robitussin is one of those things you want to buy brand name, not generic. Because the brand name works so much better.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, that did happen when I got home from the hospital from COVID because I was in the hospital for like 13 days. Then they sent me home. They sent me home with. Then they said, go get your. They sent me home with like oxygen, and then I told my dad, go get me some Robitussin. He's like, didn't they send you home with anything? I go, I'm not. I'm not taking no cough medicine from the hospital. They'll probably charge me 4 times as much, and it won't work as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
Pocket Sand said Boots, they probably watered down the Robitussin to make it go further in the hospital.
no, I think it's some generic that they probably get a better deal on that's not as strong as they say it is. That's my theory. I don't know. Like every time, because I've gotten bronchitis quite a few times. And you know how most of the time people always want that caffeine with codeine? I'm like, do not give me that. Do not give me that. It will cause me to puke. Do not give me that. I usually end up on a nebulizer then, which I'm fine with. I'll take albuterol or whatever's in Duoneb,
Yeah.
but I like if I got a cough, the best thing that works for me is Robitussin DM. I don't know why, but the generic does not work.
Mm-hmm.
Well, promethazine, I think that's just a different anti-cough, isn't it? I think so.
Yeah.
It's not a narcotic, is it? I don't think it is. I think they can add codeine to that too. Anything you add codeine to, I'll puke on it. Codeine makes me, well, they all kind of make me nauseous and want to puke.
I keep that in stock here, Brooks, because of the migraines, the suppositories, nasal spray, and the tablets. LOL. Okay, y'all. Well, we just
We
wanted,
had a
we
interesting
wanted to go over
discussion.
some stuff tonight and go over this, and we thought it was a good topic. Broken was supposed to do a topic tonight about some medicine stronger than fentanyl, and she, at the last minute, she's gonna say she took something and got allergic reaction to something, or she ate something and got allergic reaction to, and she was going to the emergency room again, back to the emergency room because she got allergic to some sandwich she ate or something.
Then I get a phone call. Can't go live.
Again, I swear, y'all, every time she's the one that asked me to go live. That's the reason why we don't go live is because of her. Every time we don't go live is because of her. I always want to go live. So if y'all think that we're not going live enough, don't blame it on me. Bring it on Broken. She's the one that's always freaking broken every minute of the day.
Well, and then she said, so now I can't go live. And I'm like, yes, you can. Just set it on your channel and drag me over. She's like, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, if it's a cough syrup with codeine, I'll be puking. I'm not kidding. I puke on a lot of them.
Well, thank you, Pocket Sand.
Thank you guys for coming.
Yeah, we appreciate it. They just need to save her a bed in the ER, it sounds like. They do, Pocket Sand. I swear this girl is in the emergency room every damn day over something. It's if you say something about going live, she's the one that brings it up. If you say anything about going live, she's sick by nighttime. It's something you could talk to her all day, she's fine, but nighttime she's a hypochondriac, I think. She just I think she's sick all the time. Got to be at the emergency room. Something's got to give. I don't know what it is for her. She needs to be put in a bubble or a nursing home or something. She's sick all the time.
So it won't be the boy in the bubble, it'll be the lady in the bubble.
Yeah. Well, I guess we're gonna get off here, y'all. We just gonna bring y'all some news tonight over this.
This new medication. So just
Yeah.
if you know of anyone trying to, or you hear anyone knowing someone, just warn them that there are extreme dangers. It's not just fentanyl out there anymore. It is stuff worse, way, way, way stronger than fentanyl. And the reason that I agreed to go live with MQ with this is because it sounds so dangerous, and the more people that know about it, I just figured the better.
Her arm is doing better, Brooke, as far as her arm goes. She says her shoulder's hurting too. Something about her shoulder's hurting, so she's complaining.
It's her shoulder now.
Yeah, she's complaining and going to the doctor about that. She's supposed to went to the doctor about that today, about her shoulder. So I guess she didn't do that either because I didn't hear her say nothing about it. But it's something every day. It's something different, new symptom every day. Tomorrow it'll be something else, I guarantee you. But I don't know. I'm just getting aggravated because I had to schedule a live and then turn around and take it down and do something different or don't do it at all. It's aggravating. I can understand people get sick and need or need off or whatever. I understand that, but dang, every time we get ready to do something, it's ridiculous.
Mark, I'm looking into the Family Feud. I'm trying to figure it out, and once I do, we'll probably start trying to do game night.
Okay. Well, we're gonna get off here, guys, and glad that y'all came, and hopefully we'll see y'all tomorrow. We're talking about true crime tomorrow. True Crime Tuesdays tomorrow, y'all. So y'all join us tomorrow for that.
We'll be live tomorrow and Thursday.
Yeah, for true crime. So we'll talk to y'all later then. Y'all take care. All right. He
All right.
said boots, that's cool, or any game would be cool.
Okay.
All right then. Thank you. Y'all have a good night.